Good evening and welcome to Shaw Stadium in Beverly Hills, Michigan for this presentation of Detroit Country Day Football. I'm Luka Nowinski alongside my broadcast partner Scott Kane and producer Owen Cooper, and we have a great matchup for you tonight as the Yellow Jackets host the Knights of University Liggett. And this is really a series between these two teams with a lot of history. Haven't played each other in a while, but why don't you tell me a little bit about the meetings between these two teams, how far the history goes back?
Yeah, so first of all, let me start by saying I'm honored to be here. I'm excited to be here. This is a fantastic first game to be on the broadcast with. And yeah, Luke, you're absolutely right. It's a pretty historic meeting between these two schools. They first played in 1928. The rivalry game itself, they had a trophy that started in 1935. Last time they played was 1991, so we had a little bit of a break, but yeah, so it's a pretty historic rivalry that we've got here, and should be shaping up to be a good game today.
Really exciting to get back to this rivalry, and there's a lot of history, but even a lot of these kids might not know about really the history behind it, but bringing it back between these two schools, reigniting maybe some of that rivalry that we've seen in the past, and that trophy's pretty cool looking.
Yeah, we got firsthand experience with the trophy today, probably about 20 minutes or so ago, and we sort of poured over, and it looks pretty historic, pretty weathered, but it's also, reminds you how much history there is between these two schools. And even learning about it, Liggett has a helper here that gave us a little bit of a history on it, named James Perry, class of 2004, sort of a Liggett historian, was telling us all the rivalry, all the battles that they used to have with scores and the whole a lot of history. That's the whole point of it. So so hopefully this will be the start or the rekindling of a rivalry between these two schools.
Absolutely exciting to kind of see that come back. 2024, new history ready to be made. We'll take a quick step aside here. Moments before kickoff, this is your home for Country Day Football. We're back here from Beverly Hills, Michigan at Shaw Stadium, awaiting the kickoff. Looks like University Liggett will be kicking it away. Yellow Jackets starting on offense. We saw some flashes from this offense last week. James Terrain at the helm of this varsity team for the first year now as a sophomore. What are you looking to see from the Yellow Jackets offense today?
I'd really like to see them, I think, with the big offensive line that they have up front, really establish the run early on. And I'd really like to see them, if they can get out to a big enough lead, get James some more experience. He really impressed me last week for his first varsity game. That's a really, really tough opponent that he played against. So getting him more experience, getting him comfortable in the pocket and seeing live reps, because all the more that he can see at this point is going to be really great for him and his development and really the team at this point.
Nice job on the kickoff return here by Derek Williams for the Yellow Jackets. So they're going to start right around that 40-yard line. Nice opening field position, and excited to see what this Yellow Jackets offense is going to have to offer this week. Played a really good game against Portland. A couple of key mistakes really were the reason for the loss. But overall, offense, really great on the ground, especially the tandem between Chase Dawkins, Derek Williams. It was effective last week.
Yeah, I think you're going to be hard-pressed to find a team with running backs like Chase and Derek. They run extremely, extremely hard.
There's Dawkins on the left side, able to get a couple of yards there on the ground to start this football game. And we also see Dominic Cassisi in at quarterback to start this game. James Terrain on the sideline. So a little bit of an unexpected personnel change here.
Yeah, and we got a flag on the play. It's a blue flag. You usually see the yellow flag on the field. It's a blue one.
So that's going to back the Yellow Jackets up. Looks like it might have been a holding call. Back them up 10 yards, so a long 1st and 20. Now on 1st and 20, definitely a lot different than 1st and 10. What do you look to do? Maybe be a little more aggressive, go through the air? We got a different quarterback in.
Yeah, you might change the play call a little bit differently. It's not like you have a
There's Dawkins trying to break a couple tackles at the line of scrimmage.
Nice
He
run.
does, and he's back past the original line of scrimmage, it looked like. Great job by Dawkins to kind of mitigate the penalty and get the Yellow Jackets in some good position.
Yeah, he's going to be really close to the original starting point, and to your point, so it sort of neutralizes that penalty, so you don't feel it as much, which is really good. So I think, despite the initial penalty, I think that's a really good first play for the Yellow Jackets here.
And we've seen Chase Dawkins slip through tacklers. We saw it last week. We're seeing it again already in the opening stages of this game here. Now looking to see what they're going to do on 2nd and long here. Not the ideal situation, but considering the penalty, can't really complain too much.
No.
Cassisi in the gun. He will hand it
Good
off
run.
to Dawkins. Nice job on the right side, pushing through tacklers. Getting close to that first down marker. Going to be about 2 yards short, so makes for a good 3rd and 2. Definitely an opportunity for the Yellow Jackets to keep this drive moving. And after a 1st and 20, absolutely not complaining.
Yeah, you can see offensive line looks really good first 2 plays, especially that play. Sort of opened up the right side for what we would call a power. And Chase runs hard, saw the hole, and made it a very, very manageable 3rd down for him here.
You like to see this offensive line really making a good push to start this game. They struggled a little bit in the first quarter last week. That physicality is really important for this Country Day offense. As here's Derek Williams up the middle. He's got the first down and more. He'll get into Liggett territory right around that 47-yard line. Great job to move the chains on the Yellow Jackets' first set of downs here.
Yeah. 3 really good runs. You talked about it earlier about establishing the run, especially with this senior offensive group or a senior offensive line. A lot of really big kids up there. Some that are headed to play college football next year. Cade Wilhelmy, one of them, committed to Toledo. Really, really, really good group. And I know that's going to be the sort of the calling card for them for the remainder of this year.
Cassisi takes the snap. Looks like we're going to get a stoppage here by our referee crew. And take a look and see.
That's a movement, it looks like.
Looks like it's going to be against the Knights probably. Just waiting on the official call.
It does.
It's an offsides call there.
I'll take it.
So now, instead of 1st and 20, we got a 1st and 5.
Right. We're moving the other way. I like that. That's much easier for us, much better.
A little bit of room for error here now. Not so much on that last set of downs.
Nope. Now, I think you were saying this earlier, Luke. I think this is an opportunity, especially with Dom Cassisi. Here, I'm wrong again. I was going to say you might open it up a little bit.
Williams gets past that 40-yard line to the 39. Going to be 2 yards short of the first down. Makes for a nice 2nd and 2. Now, we haven't seen Dom Cassisi on the field much so far. We didn't see him much last week on offense, at least. He came in for a 2-point conversion play that ended up with a flag and ended up being an extra point attempt normally anyway. But haven't seen him much on offense. He made a couple of big plays on defense last week. Interesting to see him at the quarterback position here. Country Day going for a little bit of a different look than with James Terrain, who we saw last week. Here's a handoff to Chase Dawkins up the middle. Making men miss. He's got room. He's at the 20. He's at the 10. To the end zone. And did he get there? Yes, it's a touchdown for the Yellow Jackets. What a run by Chase Dawkins.
Heck of a run. He wove his way through the interiors of the line, the defensive line, and once he hit the numbers, broke to the sideline, and won the race to the pylon.
What an incredible job to break the tackles. We saw it last week. We're seeing it again this week. Good thing nothing's changed.
Yeah, he, one of the things that I've noted, especially switching from quarterback last year, the last 2 years really on varsity, to running back this year, Chase runs unbelievably hard. And so, we saw it there again, and it worked, paid off.
Mitchell Hamway is on to attempt the extra point. His kick is up and straight through, so the Yellow Jackets get that early 7-0 lead, making a statement, establishing the run, like we said. It's exactly what you wanted on your first drive.
It is. That's a dominant first drive. You don't throw it once. You get a couple of different running backs involved with Chase Dawkins and Derek Williams, and aside from that penalty, that first penalty, is positive yardage, and not just positive yardage, like chunk yardage. You're talking 3, 4, 5, in some instances, 10, 12 yards of carry. So it's good and bids well for the Yellow Jackets for the rest of the day.
Last week we saw Chase Dawkins, kind of starting off the drive, and then Derek Williams would come in, give him a little relief, and finish it off into the end zone. Now we see Chase Dawkins get in the end zone on his own. Great to see, that running back punch with Chase Dawkins and Derek Williams is a force to be reckoned with. It allows both of them to kind of get the rest they need, fresh legs in there almost all the time. It's exactly what you want out of your backfield.
Absolutely, especially with Derek. I think Derek has come a long, long way. Really, really special type of athlete, and he's run really hard. Impressed me watching the game last week against Portland. Really impressed me with how hard he ran and how physical he decided to be. And you saw it again here in this drive as well. And so yeah, to Luca's point, this is sort of how you want to open up, and hopefully we can keep this momentum going.
We're starting to see the effects of the weather a little bit. Last week it was hot and humid, a lot of cramping going on. Now the wind knocking the ball off the tee. A little bit of a different situation. What would you rather play in?
It sort of depends on what you want. It's going to certainly limit your strategy here.
There's a deep kick taken inside the 5. That's Santino Ciccarelli. And a great job by the Yellow Jackets kickoff team here, not making it easy for the Knights to start their first drive of the night.
Yeah, really good defensive position. Plus, Mitchell does a great job. Wind is blowing in his face, so he gets a really nice kick on a, as Lucas said, a really windy day. It's going to pin them back deep there inside their own 10. So really good starting position for the Yellow Jacket defense here.
And they're going to look to see what they can do here. Now this is looking similar to actually where the Yellow Jackets offense started out last week, and it did not go well. So maybe their defense is looking for that same fortune that Portland had last week.
It'd be really great. Nice to keep that momentum going.
And this will be our first time seeing that Liggett offense in this game today. Got the quarterback, Nikos Davis. Takes a high snap. He's rolling out to his left, looking to throw. He's got a man deep, and Country Day sidelines trying to say it was incomplete, and it was intended for the wide receiver Marvin Hartfield. They're really going through the air right to start this game, completely different from what we saw from the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, talk about coming out swinging. It's a stark contrast of styles here. Country Day runs it 6 straight plays, 7 straight plays, whatever it was, and they come out throwing haymakers. It's going to be a good game for us.
And that was a really nice ball by Davis there, the quarterback. It was perfectly placed, but great coverage there by the Yellow Jackets to prevent a big play to start the game. I mean, that would have been a big chunk play, about 30 yards. Now there's a handoff. Looks like number 23, Pierre Walker, on the carry. That's going to bring up a 3rd and long, so great job by this Yellow Jackets defense to start this game.
Yeah, really nice play by Darryl Carter coming up from the safety position and filling the alley there.
Brings up a 3rd and 9.
Be interested if Coach McLean decides to dial up some heat here, bring a little pressure, make things interesting for the Liggett offense.
Davis takes the snap. He's going to run right, design QB run. He's got some room, but not enough. Doesn't look like he got to the marker.
Looks like he's be a little bit short.
That'll bring up a 4th down for Liggett. We're facing a completely different style of offense than we saw last week from Portland. And, wow, they're going to go for it here inside their own 20. It's a handoff up the middle.
He's short.
And that's Pierre Walker. And that's a gutsy call inside your own 20.
Very, very gutsy call. Talk about throwing the ball deep and throwing haymakers in first play. Liggett's not afraid. They're coming out making decisions.
That's going to go the Yellow Jackets' way. They're going to take over on offense with great starting field position. Head coach Andre Risen for Liggett with the couple of gutsy calls on that drive that ended up in a 4-and-out, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
Would not expect to go for it there, but
No, sometimes, I mean, sometimes you feel like that's the best option. Not sure I would have made that decision, but I'm also not on the sideline. So
Cassisi hands off to Dawkins. He'll go up the middle, get a nice chunk of yardage all the way to almost the 10-yard line.
That's another
they might say it's just short.
Another great surge by the offensive line, especially with Chase, how hard he runs. You can see just the push and the movement that they're getting up front.
There's Dawkins again. Country Day committing to this run game. He's got the first down and plenty more.
Yeah, interesting that that Dom Cassisi at quarterback is going under center. It's a sort of a departure from what we saw earlier and sort of tells you what they're going to do here. And it looks like they're just going to pound the rock a little bit.
And the Country Day is going to be set up for a 1st and goal here. They got extra blockers in the game, not even trying to fool anyone that they're going to throw the ball here. There's another run up the middle for Dawkins, down just inside the 5.
You can see, though, that offensive line for Country Day is getting a really, really, really good push up front.
It's refreshing after last week. Portland made it real difficult for them to get anything. They were bringing lots of pressure right up the gut, making it difficult. Country Day had to bounce it outside quite a bit on those run plays here, able to go right up the middle and make some waves. Now we've got number 22, Keaton Yerigo, in the game at running back. He'll get the handoff left side to the end zone. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets. 2 quick touchdowns on the ground. Have not seen the Yellow Jackets go through the air, and it does not matter.
It's funny we talk about Keaton Yerigo here, kid that sort of gets lost in the shuffle. Really talented lacrosse player, but on most teams he'd probably be a starter on varsity as a junior, and he's taking third-team reps or getting the ball behind Derek and Chase, and just shows you how good or how talented that Country Day is at running back. And so having him come in and get the touchdown here is good for him.
Hamway on to attempt the extra point again here for the Yellow Jackets. His kick is up and straight through again. So Country Day, early 14-0 lead. We saw a little bit of a different look on that drive. First drive, of course, was also all running plays. But here, really not trying to fool anyone. Got those extra blockers in. No wide receivers split out wide. Yeah, just straight up the middle.
I like it. I really, especially with you're staked to a pretty great field position. You're inside their own 20, and you're really taking control of the game. You have an opportunity to take control of the game, and Country Day seized it, and they did so off of the hard work of their offensive line. And they're keeping that momentum rolling.
And this is a team coming off of a bit of a tough year, kind of trying to find their identity. Seniors trying to make a name for themselves, show what they're all about. This is different from what we saw last week. Not sure how this is going to carry through the rest of this game, through the rest of the season, but clearly working out pretty well.
Yeah, they will. I would say last week, too, against Portland. Portland's a really tough opening game to play against. They run the wing tee, and they're going to pound the rock a lot, too, and so it's a very physical game. I think Country Day got up for it last week, and you see them sort of replicating that here, and they're able to sort of impose their will first 2 drives against Liggett. And so yeah, really, as Luke had said, they're really sort of striking or forging themselves an identity here, and it's paid off for them so far.
Mitchell Hamway's kickoff is away. Going to bounce inside the 5 and not into the end zone, so it's Ciccarella that's going to grab it, and he's not going very far. Another great kickoff by these Yellow Jackets and Mitchell Hamway.
Super utility, man. Keaton Yerigo down there making a tackle, and man, that's a tough bounce if you're the Liggett school. Thinking that ball is going to roll into the end zone, you get better field position than what you started with. You end up with worse field position. That's tough.
Yeah, bouncing at the 2-yard line. You'd expect, get that touchback, bring it out of the end zone, but now we're going to see another tough starting field position, backs against the wall. Let's see what this Country Day defense can do again here. I mean, great job on that first drive for Liggett.
Yeah, it'd be really interesting to see the play call here from Liggett.
It's going to be the quarterback to the right side. Getting a couple. It's quarterback Davis. A little bit of forward progress, but Country Day not allowing too much here.
Yeah, giving a little bit of breathing room for them. I think if I'm Liggett, it'd be great if you could get a first down here, give your defense a little bit of a break, and have a little bit of success for themselves. I would be really interested here to see what Coach McLean does. Again, you've got them backed up. You bring a little bit of pressure. Maybe you can knock a ball loose, capitalize on that momentum.
There's a handoff there, number 23. It's Pierre Walker on the left side. Nice tackle there, but it looks like Liggett will get the first down out of the deal.
Yeah, nice tackle by Daryl Carter. Coming in again, filling the alley. Really physical the first 2 series for him on defense, which is really great to see.
So let's see here. A couple of nice running plays for Liggett. See if they choose to continue that way. We've seen them try to air it out already. Wouldn't be shocked to see that again either.
Yeah, I was thinking that same thing, especially you got, like I said, a little bit of momentum. Maybe you take a shot here if you're feeling confident.
Especially down on the scoreboard already, 14-0. Feel like it's almost now or never. Don't want to get it out of hand. Davis looking to throw. He's going pretty deep here, and it's just incomplete. Barely overthrown through the hands of Marvin Hartfield. That's who we looked for before, his deep target, and unfortunately just unable to connect for Liggett there.
Still, nice ball. That's a really good ball from Nikos Davis, laying it out there just a little bit too far. Good coverage, too.
Looks like there might have been a penalty on that play. It gets declined.
I didn't see the flag. Did you see the flag or what the call was?
I think it was ineligible downfield maybe.
Okay.
Head coach Dan McClain electing to decline that penalty and bring up a 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they stretch the field on the wide side here, utilize the space that they got out there.
We've seen Davis take off to that side a couple of times already here today. We'll see what they choose to do here on 2nd and long. He's going to look to throw again. Pressure coming, going deep down that right side. It's going to be incomplete.
Got another flag down here on the near sideline.
That was a great pressure there by that Country Day defensive line. They brought it immediately.
Yeah, another lineman downfield. Ineligible, I should say. An eligible man downfield.
You have to imagine if we declined it on 1st down, might be the same again here.
Yep, take the free play.
3rd and 10 is not going to be easy to come back from. Especially, we haven't seen the passes completed yet. It's been some nicely thrown balls, but no connection thus far.
Yeah, a lot of downfield routes. Wouldn't be surprised if they do it again here.
Davis getting the play call from the sideline, and they're going to call a timeout here.
Yep.
Took them a little while to get to the huddle. Maybe want to coordinate a little bit for this big 3rd and 10 opportunity, and it really feels like Liggett's going to need this 3rd and 10 to go if they want to mitigate the disaster.
Based on what they did their first drive, I wonder if he's thinking I got 2 plays to get 10 yards here, right? He's already written off like I'm going to go for it on 4th down. So change the play calling a little bit, although I can't imagine it would change it too much. So we'll see. Be interesting, like you said though, Lucas. It's going to be this is a big 3rd down for this Liggett football team. Big 3rd down for Country Day too, because you can really, if you can stop them here, maybe force a punt. Now you're really talking about capitalizing on the momentum.
This is a situation you feel like they have to punt, right? Down 14 on the scoreboard. Don't want to let Country Day have that easy path to the end zone again, but maybe not. I mean, never would have expected on that first drive either.
Yeah, you would think though too, if you don't really feel like you can stop them up front, that you really got to treat every possession as gold, and so you can't really give up the football, especially like I said before with the way that the Country Day offensive line was getting a push, getting a surge. You got to take care of the football. You got to possess the football as much as you can and capitalize whenever you have it. So.
Curious to see if they decide to go through the air again here on 3rd and 10 after 1st and 2nd down didn't work out. Davis will be alone in the backfield here.
Yeah.
Country Day showing some pressure. They'll back off. He rolls to his right, and he is taken down. That's Joe Norton on the sack.
Didn't look like a clean snap either. It looked like he bobbled it or I don't know if it actually hit the turf, but it didn't look like a clean snap, and that caused him to roll a little bit further than he wanted or delayed the play. And Joe Norton comes up big here.
It looks like they are bringing some new personnel on the field, likely a punt team here, especially this deep in your own territory inside the 10.
Yeah, he's counting them up. I think we're going to see a punt team here. We're going to see the punt team.
Daryl Carter back to return for the Yellow Jackets. Punter for Liggett is Liam Kurtz. And we're going to get another stoppage here.
Another Liggett timeout here. Yep.
Yep, so 2 quick timeouts used on this drive by Liggett. They'll only have 1 remaining for the rest of this half. 4:10 remaining in this first quarter. We'll take a quick break here from Shaw Stadium. We'll be right back. This is your home for Country Day football. We're back here from Shaw Stadium on this beautiful Saturday evening. Liggett looking to punt it away after some miscues on that drive. They've had a hard time getting it through the air. Big sack on 3rd down. And it looks like a fake punt now. It's Nikos Davis throwing it deep. And it's going to be intercepted by Daryl Carter at the 50. Might have another penalty flag here. Yeah. You almost would have been better off batting that ball down.
I was just going to say that. Yeah, that's one of those where it's so tempting to want to catch that football, but you let it go, you let it hit the turf. You got starting position, inside the 2-yard line, inside the 3-yard line. But, hey, turnover is turnover. We're going to possess the football here, and we'll probably get it better than where he caught it because of the flag on the place, I'm hoping.
Especially mentally, you got to believe as a punt returner you're prepared to catch the ball. All of a sudden, it's a deep ball coming right to you, exactly where he was standing the whole time.
It's like he was in that route. That's what, and it's human nature too, right? You see ball in the air, you're back there to catch a football, and so yeah, it's really, really tough to do in the moment to sort of make that adjustment from catching it to knocking it down.
That penalty is a face mask against Liggett on the interception. So Yellow Jackets going to start on the 43-yard line. Great starting field position again for them.
Yeah, you're going to start, like you said, on plus 43, so really good field position again. And so hopefully Country Day can capitalize upon this too, really get this game moving.
We're seeing a couple of receivers out here now, unlike last drive. So curious to see if they go through the air for the first time or if they're going to keep it on the ground with the running back Chase Dawkins here. They do go through the air. Cassisi completes it to Jaden Martin. Slicing and dicing inside the 40, close to the 35. Nice first completion.
Yeah, great. It's a great read. I don't know if that's a read at the line, like a check at the line of scrimmage, or a pre-planned play, like you call in the huddle. Jay Martin got a lot of cushion from that over-the-top safety there. So good play, like you said. Good first completion.
Nice to give Cassisi a little bit of confidence. Little check down to start. Yards after catch. Here's Chase Dawkins. He's got some running room inside the 30. And a Country Day first down.
Great push again. They're getting 4 or 5 yards of carry easily. So this has really been really well for the offensive line.
We saw a big connection last week between James Terrain and Anthony Cartwright. Curious to see if Dom Cassisi will find Cartwright today also. He can make some big plays. Doesn't matter if he's covered or not. He's not covered.
He's a game changer. He's a problem, as they'll say on offense, is that you gotta scheme up for him, and I don't care if you put a man on him. You're usually going to have a man over top of him. He's going to command a lot of attention.
There's Dawkins on the left side inside the 10. He's got running room, and he's into the end zone for a Yellow Jackets touchdown, untouched. And
Speaking
another
of
big play on the
a lot
ground.
of attention, yeah, that's another chunk play there. That's a huge run for him.
You got to believe if this running game is working, they're not going to shy away from it.
Nope, can't imagine that you would. If it works, it works.
And Hamway will be on for another extra point attempt here. This Country Day offensive line has been terrific so far here in this first quarter. they've really been the reason for the 3 rushing touchdowns that we have so far.
Yeah, coming into camp this year, that was going to be the identity, or one of the main identity that the team wanted to establish, and sort of be physical up front. They knew they had the personnel to do it, and I think they did a really good job last week of it, and they're continuing that this week.
Extra point by Hamway is good, so the Yellow Jackets take a 21-0 lead. We'll await another, hopefully, great kickoff by Mitchell Hamway. He's had a couple real nice ones. And Liggett will be on notice. Don't let that ball bounce inside the 5, because it's not going to end the way you want it to.
Nope. Been a whirlwind first quarter here, though. 21-0. That's 3 possessions by the Yellow Jackets, 3 scores. That's big.
Now Liggett's offense is going to look to make a little bit more forward progress than we've seen so far. They are missing their starting running back, Gary Stacy. A little bit of injury prevention here for the most part. Reason he's not playing too much today. He had about 2,000 yards, 30 touchdowns last year, one of the top running backs in the state. So a big loss for them not to have him out on the field, and we're kind of seeing the effects here as their running game hasn't been super effective outside of a couple runs by the quarterback, Nico Stavis. That ball bounces into the end zone on the kickoff. That's what they wanted last time. They get it this time.
So they get the favorable roll. So
and that'll be the rest starting field position so far.
Be interesting to see what they do here, or what they can do, because like you had said, a little bit of trouble starting the running game, sort of limited in the pass game, haven't been able to connect on any of those deep balls, and so we'll see if they can get something going for themselves here.
It's been a really aggressive game plan that we've seen so far. I mean, throwing shots on 1st and 10, 2nd and long, 3rd and long. Maybe the run game would work a little bit better. We've seen Davis make a couple plays on his own. We've seen Pierre Walker on the ground a little bit. We've got 2 running backs in the backfield. Alongside Walker, it's Julius Barnett. There's a pitch to Walker on the right side. And he's not going anywhere. This Country Day defense not allowing this run game to get going. And that's exactly what you want as a defense.
Yeah, it looked like it was a big play from Blake Murphy coming off the edge there, or, filling on the toss.
Now behind the sticks here on 2nd and 16 for Liggett. They might have to get aggressive again.
They're going to have to. Well, they come out in the same formation here. Wonder what they do.
Davis has Walker to his right, Barnett to his left. Take the snap, fake the handoff. He's going to take it himself on the right side and not getting very far either. It's number 51, Blake Murphy, on the tackle again. So that brings up a 3rd and very long. We've seen a couple of these already that the Yellow Jackets defense have forced against Liggett.
Good to see him get in and make some plays. I know he had a little bit of a tough year last year, missed some time last year with a foot injury, and now seeing him make some plays here, and I think they're really dependent on him to carve out a larger role for himself, and it looks like he's doing that here today. So that's really, really great for him. Really good to see.
And it looks like timeout here called by Liggett. So that's their last one of the half. We'll take a quick step aside here. This is your home for Country Day football. We're back here inside Shaw Stadium here. Liggett facing a 3rd and long. Got to believe they go through the air. Davis looking to throw. He's got a receiver. It's number 7. on the reception, but he's not going to have enough for that first down. It's the first completion we've seen from Liggett so far.
Yeah, it's a good ball. Good ball by the quarterback there. Nice catch by the receiver. Looks like they're keeping the offense on the field here.
Not super surprising. We saw them go for it on 4th and long inside their own 20, so this is a little bit of a favorable opportunity. Down 21-0 on the scoreboard, you kind of feel like you have to.
Yep. I'd say a lot more manageable, and like you said, now we're getting to the point where you only have so many possessions left in the game, and you got to claw back from a 21-0 deficit, and so be interesting to see what they go with here.
And head coach Andre Rison for Liggett, he's got a strong football background, NFL, long career there. Now in his first full season here as the head coach of Liggett. As Davis looks to throw, it is incomplete through the hands of Marvin Hartfield. We've seen a couple of attempts there to Hartfield today, but none of them have come through.
Yeah, it's a tough ball thrown in traffic. Derek Williams is with him every step of the way. It's a really tough pass to complete there.
So the Yellow Jackets will take over 1st and 10 inside the 30. And Hartfield still down on the turf. We'll take a brief step aside here. This is your home for Country Day football. We're back here from Shaw Stadium. Yellow Jackets on offense. It's Chase Dawkins to the left side. Big stiff arm there. And it looks like he's got first down yardage. What a big play by Chase Dawkins. We've seen him yet again breaking tackles.
Yeah, running hard. I feel like a broken record saying that, but that's the truth. He's been running hard all day.
And they'll move the chains here for the Yellow Jackets.
Looks like the Yellow Jacks are going to take it to the quarter. Well, I imagine if you're Coach McLean, you got to be pretty impressed or pretty happy with the way that you started. You're moving them on offense, pushing them back, and you got 3 touchdowns on the board, and looks like you're poised to score another one here. So
it was a rough start last week for the Yellow Jackets. They've come out swinging this week. 21-0 here at the end of the first quarter. We'll be right back from Beverly Hills, Michigan. This is your home for Country Day football. We're back from Shaw Stadium here to start the second quarter. Yellow Jackets offense in some nice field position, trying to get on the board for the 4th time today. Chase Dawkins bobbles the handoff, and it looks like Liggett might have jumped on it there, and they have. It's number 13, Devon Abbott. And a turnover by the Yellow Jackets. Chase Dawkins never really got both hands on that football.
No, that looked like it was sort of a doomed play from the start, at least from the snap. It was blocked well. Looked like they had a good counterfeit there, and Chase had a seam, but like you said, never really got a handle on the football. And Looks like they're going to turn it over and Liggett back inside their 20 when they're starting. So unfortunate set of circumstances for Country Day, but Liggett's got to go the whole way of the field. So.
And turnovers really were the Achilles heel last week for the Yellow Jackets, hoping that doesn't become a pattern here throughout this season. Defense in a big spot here as Davis looks to throw, facing some pressure, and he's going to be taken down deep. Still outside the end zone, but
he's close.
Looked to be number 55 in there for the Yellow Jackets, Jacob Borgia.
Yeah, Jacob had a really good camp. He was a 2-year JV player for us the last couple of years, and he was a leader for us the last couple of years. Got a great motor. Kid will do anything for you as a teammate, and so good to see him logging some time here and making the most of it here.
Now Liggett backed up on the 4-yard line, 2nd and 18. Davis going to look to throw from his own end zone. Going really deep down that left side, but overthrown. Looking for Santino Ciccarella. So now it's going to bring up a 3rd and long. We've seen them 3rd and long behind the sticks, and it happens yet again. This Country Day defense making it difficult.
Yeah, it was an easy throw from the quarterback there, and I'm sort of impressed by that, how easy that ball came out, and he overthrew him by a couple of yards still. But still got 18 on the scoreboard, 3rd down and 18 to go, and so I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Mack dials one up here and sees if he can steal 2 points.
We've seen Country Day get some pressure against Liggett so far today. Curious, maybe they'll leave a running back in there to block some extra protection. Looks like they do. He's looking to throw from the end zone, going deep again, and it's going to be thrown out of bounds, looking for Ciccarella again. So it's going to bring up a 4th down. Now, Ciccarella has a little bit of a track background, a little bit of history against Daryl Carter. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so he had been going back and forth. I know that Daryl runs the 200, and so does Santino, Daryl runs the 100, and so does Santino, and I know that they've gone back and forth the past couple of years at not only in like the individual invitationals, but also I believe in state competition as well, and so we see it now. They meet again here on the football field.
Yeah, cool to see them play in the same spot, 2 different sports, but now we're inside the track.
Yeah. Speaking of, Daryl's back deep, hoping to receive this punt, and they're actually going to punt.
Liggett does punt it this time. Daryl Carter will let it bounce a couple of times and unable to get it, so it will go out of bounds at the 47 still. Great starting field position for the Yellow Jackets. Turnover didn't end up being too bad for them, and the offense will come out yet again.
Would have been nice for Daryl to scoop that ball and save a couple of extra yards on the roll, but he's staring into a pretty brutal sun at this point, made it a little bit tough to see, and so you could see him, fighting the sun as he's trying to find the football. And but as Lucas said, starting at the 47-yard line plus 47, they're in really good spot here. Let's see if they can, especially now that they're throwing with the wind. I wonder if they take a shot here.
We've only seen Dom Cassisi attempt 1 pass so far today. It was a nice completion to Jaden Martin. But the run game has really been what's been working. He'll hand off to Chase Dawkins. Tackle was there in the backfield pretty quickly. No gain on that play. That's the first time we've really seen Dawkins get stuffed.
Yeah, I think it was a leak on the backside, caused allowed a defender to get through.
It's now on 2nd and 10. Might have to open up the playbook a little bit, and flags fly. There's some motion on the line of scrimmage. That'll back them up to 2nd and 15 after a false start.
Yeah, it looked like it was Wilhelmi. So it looked like it was a little bit of miscommunication. Looked like they're trying to go faster there, try and catch the defense off guard, and ended up backfiring a little bit for them.
Now with a different quarterback this week, might factor into the play calling a little bit here. The running game's been working. 2nd and 15 you would expect to pass, but we could see anything really.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't. Like you said, they only thrown the ball once. And it was to Jaden Martin. So I'd be interested to see here if they take a shot with Anthony Cartwright down at the bottom of the field here.
Cassisi will take the snap, hand it off to Dawkins. He'll go left side. Flags fly as he gets taken down right around that 50-yard line. And it's going to be a holding call against this offense, so it'll back them up even more.
Sort of an inauspicious start here in the second quarter with the excuse me, with the fumble, and now 2 consecutive penalties, and so moving in the wrong direction here.
Now curious to see if they open up, air it out a little bit. You've got the weapon, Anthony Cartwright. You've got some speedsters in Daryl Carter, Jaden Martin.
And you got, so it looks like they're man down here on Anthony Cartwright at the bottom of the field, and they don't really have usually with a guy as talented as Anthony, you're going to send a safety over top to sort of help out your cornerback. Doesn't look like they're doing that here. He's sort of oriented towards the middle of the field, a little bit deeper than he was now, or excuse me, was before. He's still, I mean, it looks like Anthony's got the whole bottom side of the field to work with, so.
And Cassisi will look to throw. He's looking Cartwright's way down the left sideline. Lots of contact there on that route, and it'll fall incomplete. But exactly what we were probably looking at, just unable to make that connection downfield.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see now the third and really, really long here. What is it? Scoreboard says 23, so wouldn't be surprised if they tried to get maybe Derek out in the open here with a running back screen or a draw or something along those lines. Don't have too many plays on the call sheet for 3rd and 23 here. So
we've seen Country Day make some big plays on the ground game, though, already slipping through tackles, and that burst of speed can really take off the top. They're going to look to throw here. Cassisi looking left side for Jaden Martin. He's got him past the 45, but not nearly enough on 3rd and extra long. And Country Day will bring out the punt unit.
Yeah, I thought for a second there might go for it, but still 4th and whatever it would have been, 15, 17 according to the scoreboard. A little bit too much. So hopefully, sorry, go ahead.
You're good. Mitchell Hamway is going to punt for the first time tonight. He's got sun in his face, might make things a little bit difficult, hoping to get the snap off good here. They struggled once last week. Gets it cleanly, boots it away, nice kick. Going to be fielded just inside the 15 and bobbled. That's Marvin Hartfield. And Country Day is able to pounce on him quickly. Derek Williams on the tackle. So Liggett will start it right on their own 15.
Heck of a punt by Mitchell. Really, really good strategy there by Coach McLean. You know, sort of flipping the field on him a little bit, knowing that they haven't been able to move the ball on offense. So kick it deep and hope to put him back, and he did.
So now Liggett once again will start deep in their own territory. And it's been a little bit of a struggle for them so far. You know, backs to the wall again. Doesn't make it easy to really open up the offense and try something when you're backed up so far.
Yeah, you got to do something to move the football.
They're going to look to throw here on 1st and 10. Facing pressure. And Davis will be taken down. And Country Day's defense showing up early on this drive.
Yeah, that's impressive. They didn't look like they sent a whole lot of pressure that time. So you know that the defensive line is getting some movement up front if you can, you know, get that much pressure on the quarterback without sending an extra guy or two.
So that'll be 2nd and 17. Liggett finds themselves behind the sticks once again here, looking to throw. And he's got Marvin Hartfield. First time they've been able to make that connection. He's past the 50, and he's got speed to the 20, the 10, the 5, and in for a Liggett touchdown, their first score of the day. We've seen Davis try to make that connection to Hartfield over and over again today, and it finally pays off.
Looks like we got a flag on the field here. So that might not stand based on some of the reactions of the players. We'll obviously wait for the official call. So now they had some trouble early on with ineligible men downfield. I'm wondering if that's what it is here, but nothing really stood out to me. So, yep, there it is.
We've seen that call a couple times against Liggett already today, and it comes to bite them here.
Yeah, it's a big drive killer for them. first, one of the only times you see some success on offense and it gets called back because you got a, minor mistake. But good break for the Yellow Jackets, that's for sure.
Finally able to make that connection through the air, too. Davis has been looking Hartfield's way all day. Finally worked. You've seen a little bit of frustration that they haven't been able to make that work. It's really just a killer mentally.
Yeah, that's a really good point. You like you said, you feel like you got some semblance of success on offense and have it called back like that, especially something that would put points on the board and cut into this this pretty significant lead at this point. Instead, now you're backed up far behind the sticks, now in your own territory, staring down your own goalpost. It's tough.
And they've got the ball on the 5-yard line here. Let's see once again if Country Day decides to bring some pressure, and they do. Davis rolling out to his right, just trying to get out of the end zone, and it's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver, Julius Barnett, on that play. So that'll bring up 3rd and extra long once again.
Yeah, good coverage by the Country Day secondary there. You had 3 or 4 guys converging on him at that point. But Country Day, the defensive line, making it uncomfortable for the quarterback and flushing him out of the pocket, forcing him to throw on the run a little bit.
Yeah, Davis has been off balance for most of his throws so far today, and it's just made it difficult to throw on the money. He's got the arm. We've seen it, especially on that deep ball, but it's just been tough to make that connection with how much pressure Country Day's been bringing. He's going pretty deep here again, and it's intercepted by the Yellow Jackets. That's number 9, Reese Kenny, with a big play to take it away here.
That's a heck of a play, heck of a read by Reese Kenny. I know coming out of camp, they were really, really high on Reese, and he's a really talented lacrosse player, but I think he's got a future on the football field too. He really instinctual player, and you saw it on that play.
So now we'll see Country Day's offense yet again, and some nice starting field position again. Dom Cassisi, the starting quarterback today. Saw them a little bit through the air last drive. They were kind of in a position behind the sticks after a couple of penalties on that offensive line. Curious to see if they try to go through the air a little bit more and establish that part of their game, or if they keep going on the ground. We've seen it work all day, and looks like they have that formation with a couple extra blockers in again for Chase Dawkins. They'll hand it to Chase up the middle, and man, those extra blockers really made a big push.
It's not surprising that Coach Mack wants to pound the rock here. I think it makes the most sense, and staying with your identity or reverting back to your identity and making sure that you get some positive yards and again sort of capitalize on really good field position here.
Cassisi will hand it to Dawkins again up the middle, inside the 20, and good for a Country Day first down.
Some really tough yards there. Luke, I'm going to make a wager to you here. I'm going to make a bet and say that they don't throw the football the rest of this drive. They're going to pound it all the way in.
Yeah, this is kind of reminiscent of one of those drives earlier that went for a touchdown, kind of just pounding the rock the whole time with those extra blockers up the middle, force Liggett to be more physical.
Yep, they're moving guys up front, so stay with what works, and it's worked up to this point.
Now Derek Williams in the game to relieve Chase Dawkins a little bit here.
Is that Connor Denis in the backfield there as a fullback? I believe it is.
There's Derek Williams bouncing it out to the left side and taken down pretty quickly there. It'll be for a loss of about 4. So nice play by this Liggett defense, responding to this formation by the Yellow Jackets that has worked for them a little bit so far today.
Yeah, defensively, I would say that's what's sort of worked for Liggett so far. They've been really good off the edges. They've struggled up front. Stick with the heavy look here.
And Williams will get the carry again. Straight up the middle, works a little bit better that time. Down to the 15-yard line. So that'll bring up a 3rd and manageable, about 5 or 6 yards to go.
Yep. Now I would have to imagine this is going to be 4-down territory for them. I know that Mitchell Hamway is a really talented kicker, but I think Coach Mack smells 7 at this point and says we want more points as opposed to the 3.
Chase Dawkins back in the game. He'll get the handoff up the middle, and he's got plenty of yardage.
It'll be close. Oh, yeah.
We saw some nice patience by Chase Dawkins there on that run. You know, didn't see the hole immediately. Gave it a couple seconds, waiting for that blocking scheme to develop, and it worked out well.
Yeah, their guard center guard combination has been really, really good up front for them.
Now formation changes very quickly here. Chase Dawkins with the direct snap going to the end zone. Doesn't look like he got it. Might be just short on that 1 yard line.
Got a flag down
yeah,
here.
there's a flag here.
Looks like a legal shift is what I saw here. Yep.
So that'll back the Yellow Jackets up a little bit. Tried for a little trickery there to punch it into the end zone. Doesn't pay off, unfortunately, so maybe they'll go back to that original look.
Yeah, I think they were moving a little bit fast for themselves. They tried to go fast, catch the defense off guard, like you said, move fast, put Chase in the backfield as the quarterback, sort of a direct snap look, and backfired on him a little bit here.
So now Chase Dawkins will get the handoff and able to get a couple there inside the 10.
Another really good up the middle run there. Like I said, guard center guard has been really, really good for them. I think it's Cam Costello at the left guard, Dre Jackson at center, and I think it's Carter Tiernan at the right guard. That have been lots of movement for them up front.
And the Yellow Jackets are stopped very quickly in the backfield. There was Derek Williams on the carry. Liggett is pumped up. That was number 14, Liam Kurtz, on the stop. That'll bring up a 3rd and long for the Yellow Jackets. Got to get to the end zone here.
Yep.
But you do feel some confidence in your kicker as well. Cassisi will flip it to Jaden Martin on the jet sweep. And unable to even get to the 5 yard line there. Nice little bit of creativity, but doesn't work out for the Yellow Jackets. And Hamway is running out onto the field to attempt a field goal here.
Yeah, I'd like like you said, the creativity, a little pop pass, get him on the edges a little bit. Just didn't pay off this time.
So now this will be a 25-yard field goal for Hamway from the left hash. Makes it a little bit trickier. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is up, off the left upright, and through. A little bit of an unorthodox way to kick it through the uprights, but it works out for the Yellow Jackets, and they put 3 more on the board.
3 points is 3 points, any way you take it.
So Yellow Jackets are up 24-0 here with 2:55 remaining in this first half. Running game unable to really get them to the end zone as it has so far today. Penalties have been kind of an issue for the Yellow Jackets. It's made a couple of drives now in the second quarter not as dominant.
Yeah, really for both squads. They had some really significant drives stalled because of the penalties, and you saw it a little bit there with Country Day with this drive, but still able to get some points. Let's see if Mitchell pin him back deep here.
We've seen it a couple times today already. Waiting to boot it from the 40. And the kick is away. Kind of a line drive, bounces right around the 8 yard line, over the receiver's head and into the end zone. So it'll be a touchback just barely. A little bit of a lucky break there for the Knights.
Very lucky break. I thought he touched that football. And I believe if he touches it and it goes into the end zone, he got to pick it up. So got very, like you said, very fortunate for them, and they'll start at their own 20.
And it seemed like it stopped pretty much right on that goal line. It was about as lucky as it could have gotten there. We've seen them suffer from the bounce already once today. I'm glad it didn't happen again.
Yeah. Special teams being very crucial for Country Day and helping them out today.
So now Liggett will start on the 20. And with 2:54 to go, we've seen them try to go through the air. We saw a little bit of a connection start to form on their last drive or two. They're probably going to hope to see if they can keep that going a little bit here, maybe without some penalties this time.
Yeah, I think it's a big possession for Liggett here. I mean, 2:55, 2:54 left on the clock here. You punch one in here. They get the football at half, I believe, and so this could be this is a big opportunity for them.
Puts a man in motion here. Davis looking to throw. It's a quick screen out to the right side. It's Santino Ciccarella.
It's a heck of a play by Evan Singleton there, coming up and making a tackle. He's got the ball in space, but Evan does a nice job of hanging in there and putting his nose in it and making a tackle.
That's a nice job by Liggett. They've struggled a little bit to get the drive started on the right foot on first down. Nice little screen pass. Open things up a little bit. Second and medium now instead of second and long. Makes a big difference as Davis is going to look to throw. On the left side, big hit. Santino Ciccarella able to hang on. Looked like Chase Dawkins on the hit.
That is a big hit. That's a tough receiver out there. Heck of a catch hanging on to that thing. Oh, no, they're rolling it for him.
It looks like, they will move the sticks here.
I thought he was short.
And we're right around 2 minutes to go in the half here.
Yeah,
Liggett's offense starting to move a little bit through the air, hoping they can kind of get things going, get on the board before halftime.
Yeah, they're gonna have to move a little bit more. They have no timeouts. They used them all in the first quarter, so they're gonna have to make quick work of this.
Flags fly here on the snap, and it's going to be a false start on the Liggett offense, so that's going to make it a little bit more difficult on 1st and 15 now. We've seen penalties kind of be an issue for Liggett so far today, and hoping that doesn't continue to be the trend here on this pre-halftime drive.
Yeah, that's tough for them. Like you said, you start getting a little bit of momentum going, you feel a little bit of positivity, and then you get set even further back behind the chains, and so 1st and 10 becomes a longer 1st and 15. So now they got to go to the length of the field in a minute and a half. It's going to be tough for them with no timeouts.
Davis under center. He's got a lot of pressure. He's just going to have to release it. And, wow, able to make a connection. No, looks like it falls to the turf. He was looking for Marvin Hartfield. Amazing he was even able to get that pass off and in the direction of a receiver. A lot of pressure by the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, it's a nice play. Reese Kenny coming over again and making it a little bit uncomfortable for him, for the receiver, and making that catch. But Andy Oakes really did a nice job of putting pressure on the quarterback, forcing him to get rid of that football before he wanted to.
Now clock stops before 2nd and 15 after the incomplete pass. Davis is going to look to get a connection going, but he's going to need some help blocking up front. Go from in the shotgun this time. Looking to throw yet again. Drops back, uncorks one deep, and it's going to be another overthrow there. Looking for Ciccarella.
Had him, too.
We've seen a couple of those opportunities for Liggett with a player open downfield, but they just haven't been able to make that connection perfectly yet today. The only time we saw it really was Marvin Hartfield on that play, that long touchdown play that got called back.
Yep.
So now sets up a 3rd and 15 with 1:11 on the clock. You wonder if they go to a screen like they did earlier in this drive or something like that. After a couple of incomplete passes, try to get some forward progress here.
Yeah, a lot of green space down here at the bottom of the field.
Davis facing some pressure. Nice job to roll out right, and it just sails over the head of Edwin Narva. So that'll bring up 4th and long now.
Yeah, more importantly, though, for Country Day, that stops the clock for them. So you're going to get the football back with a little under a minute and 3 timeouts, I think, if I'm reading that. Yeah, 3 timeouts. So this is, again, another opportunity for Country Day. I'm surprised that the Liggett quarterback decided to spike it at that point or throw an incomplete pass rather than just go down. Although Coach Mack has 3 timeouts, so I guess it doesn't matter a ton. But
So it looks like they will elect to punt here. It's Daryl Carter back there for the Yellow Jackets. Sun in his face might make things a little difficult. High snap, but able to get the kick away. It'll be fielded right around the 44-yard line. That's Chase Dawkins actually back there for it. And down to about the 40. And the Yellow Jackets will have 54 seconds on the clock and try to do something here before halftime.
Really good starting position for them. It was a nice return by Chase. As Lucas said, he's fighting the sun the whole way. Be interesting to see what the Yellow Jackets do here on offense.
Got that 24-0 lead here over Liggett. And they're walking the offense back out here. Chase Dawkins will be the running back, as we've seen so far today. Got a couple receivers out wide, so they might try maybe to go through the air. They're able to do so with this formation. Cassisi's going to roll out right. And that one's incomplete. I was looking for Joe Norton on that one. Liggett wanted a little bit of a holding call on that right side. Ultimately, incomplete pass, sends up second down and 10, 48 seconds. Still 3 timeouts for the Yellow Jackets. No harm, no foul.
Yep. We can get a couple more bites at the apple here.
And from the 40, really not an impossible task. It'll force the Yellow Jackets to kind of open up the passing game a little bit here, too. We haven't seen that a whole lot today.
Yeah, but you know, even if you look at it, you're thinking 6, but at the same time, you have a pretty valuable weapon in Mitchell Hamway. Good field goal kicker, and so you just need a couple of yards to help yourself out here.
Cassisi will look to throw. Wow, shakes a tackler. He was unblocked. Going on the right side, able to make a man miss. He's past the 30, lowers the shoulder. What a run by Dominic Cassisi. That's some toughness right there.
You get to see a little bit of the athleticism with Dom Cassisi. You can talk about a kid that's a really, really good athlete. 3-sport kid for us here. Transferred in from Oxford last year, played all 3 sports last year. He's going to play all 3 this year. Started on football last year, logged significant minutes on the basketball team, started, I think, at third base for the baseball team. Really good athlete. You just saw a lot of that athleticism there. And lowering his shoulder at the end there. That's not your typical quarterback move.
Now they did not elect to call a timeout here, so clock running down to 15 seconds. Cassisi's going to go out to his left, uncorks one to Jaden Martin, and it's incomplete. Through the hands of Martin, right around that goal line, so there's going to be 10 seconds left on the clock here.
That's a good look. That's a good look. I think Country Day is going to regret that one.
And that was a nice throw, really nice throw by Dom Cassisi there.
Yeah, rolling to his left, too. That's a tough throw to make. You put it on the money.
So now the Yellow Jackets trying to figure out what they're going to do here on second down and 10 from the 28-yard line. Got to be careful here. You don't want to allow that clock to fully run out here on this play in case you got to kick that field goal.
Yeah, but you got the full playbook at your disposal here. You got all 3 of your timeouts, so you can get as creative as you want. Just make sure that you're quick on the sideline here.
Cassisi's going to look to throw, unleashes quickly. He's got Jaden Martin.
You gotta get down.
And with about 3 seconds left on the clock, he will get down right around that 20-yard line. That'll set up an opportunity for Mitchell Hamway to kick one through the uprights just before halftime here.
That's a really smart play by Jaden Martin there. I think the natural instinct is to want to get as many yards as you can, but he gets down. I mean, that's trademark characteristic of a kid that's played a lot of football and has a really, really big, really high football IQ.
So we'll see Mitchell Hamway kick again from that left hash. We saw him knock one through earlier from about 25 yards off the left upright, so hoping he can squeak it through maybe a little bit more cleanly this time. But we know he's got the leg. I saw him, he had the leg from about 50 yards earlier today during warm-ups. Went a little bit wide, but he can knock him through.
Yeah, he's got the wind with him this time too, so it'll be helpful.
Now it looks like the Yellow Jackets will bring their offense out with 2 seconds left on the clock here before halftime. Interesting not to kick the field goal.
Yeah.
So Cassisi will be in the shotgun. Going to look to throw here on the last play before halftime, going deep for Anthony Cartwright. It's tipped and it's incomplete. Cartwright had a chance there after the tip, unable to convert on that. So that will bring us to halftime. Yellow Jackets with a 24-0 lead over Liggett. And an impressive first half here on the ground. We've now seen a couple of passes. Cassisi's been kind of on the money in the opportunities he's been given. All around, nice first half for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, throwing the ball really well at the end there, establishing the run up front. I really like that. Even though it didn't result in points, that play call at the end there gave yourself an opportunity for 6, and so hopefully the Jackets can keep this momentum going into the second half.
And we will take a break here at halftime. Yellow Jackets up 24-0. We'll be back here for the second half. This is your home for Country Day football. We're back here for the second half at Shaw Stadium in Beverly Hills, Michigan. Country Day holds a 24-0 lead over University Liggett, and we've really seen it come through the ground game for the Yellow Jackets so far.
Yeah, they've done a really good job of establishing the run from the get-go. From their first possession, they had a little bit of a tough time with penalties on the very first play of the game, but from there on out, they really established the run game up front, really through that center guard area. To the tune of a 24-0 lead here at the beginning of the second half.
And Mitchell Hamway will kick it away for the Yellow Jackets to start this second half. And it'll bounce out of bounds, so the flag will fly.
Not an ideal way that you want to start here.
We've seen a couple of nice kickoffs so far. That one not quite as good. Had the leg, but a little bit of a misdirection there.
Yeah, this will absolutely give Liggett, if they decide to accept the penalty, it'll give Liggett their best starting position by far. This game, they're going to be starting at the 35-yard line here. And it looks like they will accept it.
So they'll start on the 35-yard line, probably their best field position to start a drive so far today.
Yeah. I believe that's it. And so I wouldn't be surprised if, as we saw in the first half, they come out slinging it a little bit. Got a nice cushion here, yep.
Davis will look to throw. Facing some pressure. Nice job to evade the tackler. Rolling out to his right, and he's just going to let it go there. Ran out of bounds.
Country Day winning the line of scrimmage here. That's a really big play for them to start the second half here. Looked bad on the outside. They had a receiver open down here at the bottom side of the field and able to flush him right or flush him to the top side and making a really negative play for Liggett.
So now they'll be set up second and really long behind the sticks here. Second and 18. And through the air again. Davis looking to throw. He's going deep, and it's caught. Santino Ciccarella.
Finally connected down here.
He's been trying to make that play all day, able to get across the 50. And it's good to see for Liggett able to get that passing game on the move here. That deep ball finally connected. It's exactly what you want to see for the Knights. And there's a handoff. Looks like play's going to be stopped there. Not sure what the call will be here.
Not sure
from the referees.
Sending a kid off here. Must have been something they saw. I didn't see as usually when you see something like that happen, helmet pops off and you got to sit out of play before you can come back in. I didn't see his helmet pop off, so.
And that was Ciccarella jogged off the field after that catch. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 47. Now they ran the ball before play was stopped with number 23, Pierre Walker. Curious to see if they'll do the same here. And they will throw. Davis with a quick pass. It's caught by number 7 there past the sticks. And another first down for Liggett, coming out swinging here in the second half.
Yeah, you can see they're giving a lot of cushion to that inside receiver up top, and it was only a matter of time before Liggett exploited that, and you're starting to see him move the football a little bit here on account of that.
Now quick to the line here for Liggett. And we'll get a stoppage here again. We're set here, 1st and 10. Looking to throw again. Davis facing some pressure. Trying to evade tacklers in the backfield. Goes to the left side. And he's taken down out of bounds. That was Derek Williams on the tackle.
Yeah, really nice play. Derek coming off his man on that, coming off of his zone and putting a good hit on the quarterback there. No gain for them, it looks like.
And we'll get a stoppage here.
Timeout Liggett, it appears.
So they used a couple timeouts quickly in the first quarter, now seeing another one quickly in the third quarter. And they'll have about a 2nd and 11 here. Able to get this passing game moving a little bit. Likely to see them continue to try to do that.
Yeah, a little interesting here. Like you said, it got a little bit of momentum, and now they're going to choose to call a timeout. I know that was sort of a negative play for them. They lost about a yard on that, but you would think that they would try and keep that or would want to keep that continuity going. But here we are, timeout's called, and Yellow Jackets and Knights are organizing their strategy. So yeah, to your point, it'll be interesting to see what they call coming out of the timeout here.
I imagine they'll kind of try to keep that passing game on the move here. They've been able finally to kind of connect on that deep ball. Now 2nd and 11, slightly behind the sticks. Might want to go a little bit more conservative in that, right? Passes over the middle. We saw one already on this drive. And that's something they haven't tried to explore a whole lot. It's been mostly deep balls when they go through the air.
Yeah, and sort of surprising. If you see Country Days 5 across the front here, looks like even 6 here. 5, excuse me. Sort of running a 5-2 here, and so that leaves the middle kind of open. And so, to your point, Luca, yeah, they've exploited it a little bit here.
Davis will look to throw, facing lots of pressure, and he'll be taken down. And there's some pushing and shoving after the play here.
Starting to get a little physical down there.
Dom Cassisi in there for the sack.
Yeah, made a nice play on that one. Proving everybody wrong that quarterbacks actually can hit. So.
Yeah, and we saw him last week making some big plays from the linebacker spot. Now also playing on offense at quarterback, but not losing that instinct.
No, he came hard off the edge there. Coach Mack heated him up a little bit and brought some heat, brought some pressure, and they got home. Oh, boy. 3rd and 15 now.
A little bit of a chippy exchange after that last play, so we'll see if that develops into anything. Hopefully not here. 3rd and 15 for the Knights. Certainly will be looking to throw again. Davis, quick pass out to the right side to Santino Ciccarella. Making some moves after the catch. And looks like he might be close to the first down there. Forced out of bounds.
He's going to be really close. Showing off his track speed out there, getting him the ball in space. Yep, they're going to move him. They're waving him.
And that's the second time we've seen that today with that little screen pass. In the first half, it felt like there wasn't a whole lot of variety to that passing game, just a lot of deep balls that weren't connecting. We're seeing some differentiation here, and it's working. Now there's a carry on the ground, number 23, Pierre Walker. That's really one of the first couple of good runs we've seen, and a little bit more of a heated exchange after that play. Pierre Walker not happy with that tackle.
Yeah. Physicality definitely ramping up here in the second half, and Liggett trying to prove that they can match the physicality and match the intensity. So far they have. They've moved the ball pretty well so far in this young second half. We'll see what they go with here offensively.
Now a nice 2nd down and 3, maybe an opportunity to air it out like they've tried to do. No, they'll hand it off. It's number 8, Dominic Jurasai. Not a whole lot of running room on the ground there for the Knights. So it'll bring up a 3rd down and short.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they test the edge again here.
And Davis is taken down immediately. Number 44, Andy Oakes in the backfield. A man on a 3rd and short. Another aggressive play call. We've seen a couple already today, and that one, you almost think you kind of want to put it up the middle or something like that, be a little bit more conservative, but we've seen them with their aggressiveness all day, and it does not pay off there.
No, it doesn't. In fact, you get a really, really nice play by Andy Oakes there. Kid who played JV for us the last 2 years, really, really good athlete, smart kid. Good to see him have some success. He made another play earlier, putting some pressure, putting some heat on the quarterback, and you can see it do it again there.
Now on 4th and 12, the Knights will keep their offense on the field down 24-0. You feel like you kind of got to get something going. Going deep for Ciccarella, and it's incomplete off the hands. That was a big opportunity for the Knights to convert on 4th down. Just once again unable to connect on that deep ball, and that's been what's come back to bite them all day.
Yeah, ball was there. It was a really good ball. Darryl Carter makes an even better play. Ball gets to the receiver, but Darryl keeps his hands going and knocks it away. And so now it's a turnover on downs for the Yellow Jackets, and they get their turn on offense to start.
And we'll see the starting quarterback for today's game, Dom Cassisi, run back out there. Chase Dawkins had a great day so far on the ground, looking to continue that here in this second half.
A little confusion on the Liggett sideline.
There's a handoff to Dawkins. He'll go left side. Met pretty quickly there by Liggett. So nice play to start the second half for Liggett on defense. We've seen them kind of take a little bit of a step up here with the physicality and the ability to kind of counter what Country Day's brought to the table.
Yeah, we'll see if we can do that. If they can do that offensively, Liggett can do that defensively here. We saw him match it on the offensive side of the football for them. So
now on 2nd down and 8, Cassisi will take the low snap and hand off to Dawkins. A lot going on there in the backfield, able to get past the 30-yard line. Nice job by Dawkins to get out of the mess.
Yeah, and he gets positive yardage. You think that if he can get back to the line of scrimmage, that's a win, and he surpasses that and makes it a very manageable 3rd down here.
Now on 3rd and short, Yellow Jackets have relied on the run game in these situations today. Derek Williams is in the backfield now. And he'll get the handoff down to the right side. Breaking a couple of tackles. He'll be close to that 1st down marker, and it looks like he got it to the 35-yard line. So they'll move the sticks for the Yellow Jackets once again.
Good to see. Good to see 1st down on your first drive out of the half. Moving the football pretty much at will at this point.
Derek Williams remains in the game at running back. And he'll get the handoff once again here. He'll get past the 40, 45, and he'll be taken down just past the 50 into Liggett territory. Nice physical run by Derek Williams.
Yeah, he really finished hard on that run and is really, really, really good to see. And now Country Day's moving the sticks again on the back of their run game, and so looks like Coach Mack and the rest of the Country Day offensive line are going to continue to remain with their identity, and so we see him moving the football.
It looks like Keaton Yurgo has entered the game at running back. He will get the carry, and he's got some running room past the 40 and inside the 35 down to the 33-yard line. Nice run by Keaton Yurgo. It's the 2nd run we've seen from him today, and he's impressed.
He is. He sets up his blocks really, really well. He's a really patient runner. You can see once he gets his feet moving, it's really, really easy for him to find holes and make positive yardage. He did that a lot for us on JV last year, and he got called up halfway through the year and did sort of the same with them on the varsity last year. And so, we're seeing him show off his skills and abilities here.
Gets the carry again. He'll bounce it to the left side. Gets past the 30 on 1st down flag. Flies as he's taken down at the 25. And, man, having Keaton Yurgo, a guy like that, as your 3rd running back is just amazing.
Yeah, you think as a defensive coordinator, as a defense, you're like, oh, man, Chase and Derek are out of the game, and you might catch a little bit of a break, and you really don't, because all 3 of them are going to present something very, very, very different and very challenging to stop as a defensive unit.
You can talk about the 1-2 punch with Chase and Derek, but, I mean, Keaton Yurgo making a case for a 1-2-3 punch.
Yeah, like I said, it makes it really difficult as a defensive coordinator to stop and account for in the course of a game.
So now the Yellow Jackets will set up 1st and 12 after a penalty. Put a man in motion here. Yurgo still in the game, and there was some movement on the line of scrimmage, so that might back the Yellow Jackets up a little bit more.
Yep.
We've seen penalties be a little bit of an issue for the Yellow Jackets and kind of thrown them off guard a little bit, so they're going to hope to kind of push through that a little bit better than they showed us in the first half.
Yeah, really, we saw there's a consistent theme in the first half, or really for both teams, where you get a little bit of momentum, you get a little bit of a drive together, and then you have penalties that sort of stall it out. Luckily for the Yellow Jackets, they've been able to overcome it, and so I hope this is another one of those instances where they can do that.
Now 1st and 17 here. And Cassisi is looking to throw. He's uncorking it deep to Anthony Cartwright, and
He's got it.
Wow, he came down with that football right around the 10-yard line. What a catch.
Not.
No, it's an interception for Liggett. double coverage there. We've seen Anthony Cartwright able to kind of go up for those sometimes. We saw it last week, certainly. It looks like Liggett had the benefit that time.
Looks like there's some confusion up there. Nobody's really rolling to the sidelines. No teams coming on or coming off. So
there's a little bit of a conversation here between referees. Country Day's offense is still on the field for now.
Oh, we got a roughing the passer, it looks like.
And that's a killer penalty for Liggett. Finally catch a break on defense with that big turnover taken away by a penalty. And you just said it. I mean, penalties have really been the killer for both teams. It's mostly been on offense so far, but now one against the Liggett defense is going to make it really tough for them here as Country Day gets closer and closer to that end zone.
Yeah, that is a tremendous, tremendous break for Country Day in avoiding a turnover there. Got our heavy personnel in.
Cassisi under center, and he'll hand it off to Yurgo left side. And he'll be taking her down. Ball came out, and they're going to say it was after the tackle. So Country Day will likely live to see another down, and there is an injured player down on the field for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, Keaton took a really tough hit that I think sort of knocked the ball out, but the refs obviously said that he was down. He took a pretty substantial hit there, and we're seeing the effects of it here.
So as he gets attended to by the Country Day athletic trainers, we'll take a step aside. This is your home for Country Day football. We're back here in Beverly Hills, Michigan. Country Day pushing here on offense. Fueled by this run game, it's Chase Dawkins on the right side. This heavy personnel not working as well for the Yellow Jackets so far in the second half. It's been kind of just short gains so far.
Yeah, one of the areas that the Liggett defense has done a really good job of is setting the edge of the football field, and they did it there as well and sort of limited the yardage on the toss.
So now it'll be 3rd and 3. Yellow Jackets keeping that heavy personnel out there. We've seen some runs up the middle make a difference here. Looks like maybe some confusion for the Yellow Jackets, and they're going to call a timeout here. With 3:41 remaining in this third quarter, Yellow Jackets lead the Knights 24-0. We'll take a quick step aside. We'll be right back. We're back here from Shaw Stadium. Country Day on a crucial 3rd down and 3 after a timeout. They had a little bit of confusion before, so hopefully they sorted some things out. Chase Dawkins will get the handoff left side. It's got a nice crease and all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets. That's not a play call you think's going to score a touchdown, but man, Chase got it.
No, he found a seam, and really, once he saw the seam, he hit it hard, and it resulted in a touchdown for us, which is really, that's what you want to see coming out of a timeout.
Absolutely. So Mitchell Hamway on to attempt the extra point. He's been perfect so far today. Kick is up and good. So the Yellow Jackets will add to that lead here in the 3rd quarter. And it felt like Liggett was starting to get a little bit of momentum. That first offensive drive in the second half had some push, but Country Day able to keep it going. Same old thing we've seen all day so far.
Yeah, the momentum, they were just unable to sustain the momentum, and Country Day capitalized when they had the opportunity. So we'll see Mitchell Hamway try and pit him back deep again and play the field position game.
Now it'll be interesting to see what Liggett can do on offense here. We saw them go through the air quite a bit, I mean really throughout the day, but starting to have some success on that first drive. And it's been a little bit of a better mix, I would say, of the deep throws, but also some throws over the middle within the sticks that have gone for some yards after the catch and really been a benefit to them. Instead of, 2nd down and long, 3rd down and long, they've had some more manageable opportunities, which really opens up a better opportunity to be aggressive.
Yeah, you saw them hit the slants a lot more, and like you said, work that sort of intermediate passing game a lot more and a lot better. And so I wonder if they'll continue to do that. I would imagine they would continue to do that here as they get the football again.
Now they've got 3 returners back pretty close to the goal line. They know about Mitchell Hamway's leg. It's Marvin Hartfield on the return, and he is met with a big tackle there. And Country Day's kickoff team has been really impressive so far today.
Yeah, that was a big hit flying down on a kickoff. A good way to start a drive there, at least for your defense.
Andy Oakes has really had some nice hits so far today. We see one here on special teams, but also on defense.
Yeah, he's had himself a really sound game in just about all phases of the game.
So now we'll take our second look at the Liggett offense here in this 3rd quarter. It's been a quick 3rd quarter. We got 3:28 left on the clock here. Looks like a little bit of miscommunication on Liggett's side with a late substitution here. Maybe they only had 10 on the field. So now on 1st down, Davis is going to look to throw, facing a lot of pressure, rolling out to his right. He's done a great job of evading tacklers. That pass goes awry, but Country Day unable to capitalize there on the deep ball. Not really any receivers in the area. There was one kind of towards the sideline, which doesn't pan out for Nikos Davis.
Yeah, it's a really ill-advised throw. Rolling to your right, throwing across your body, and no real open receiver. More defenders in the area than receivers. He got lucky.
Yeah, and Country Day knows they're trying to air it out. They've gone for those deep passes all day, and they had their men in position there. Now Davis looking to throw yet again. That one's a little bit more of a check down here. Number 3, George Caudle with the catch. And that'll move the chains for the Knights.
Jade Martin, nice tackle on that one.
And that's kind of intermediate passing game that you want to see from the Liggett side. And they're going quick here for Davis, and he's met pretty quickly in the backfield. A whole host of Yellow Jackets were there.
Andrew Grisenia coming up big. Grizz, as they like to call him. It's a heck of a play from him. You want to talk about a kid that's a really good athlete, really good lacrosse player, committed to Notre Dame for lacrosse, but decided to come out again for football. And he's been I think, arguably one of the leaders of this team this year. And he's been really, really good for this team.
And a penalty flag flies here from the referee that was in the Liggett huddle. And it's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty there. we've seen a lot of back and forth here. Now, it wasn't really between the two teams there. It was the referee that was in the huddle, so must have heard something he didn't like too much, and that's going to back Liggett up even more than they already were. That's going to be a tough position from the 10-yard line.
Yeah, they are.
In second and 30.
Yeah, that's talk about not being able to get out of your own way. Get a positive play, the play before, and then you get a sack, and then a unsportsmanlike penalty on top of that. You're moving in the wrong direction.
You can't ask too much about with the deep passing game. I mean, it's worked a couple times today, but second and 30 is a tall task.
Like I said before, you ain't got too many calls on the play sheet for a second and 30, so this is gonna be a tall task for this Liggett offense.
Davis will look to throw, and he's met again in the backfield there.
Big play by Connor Denis right there, coming up big. Did a great job. Andrew Grisenia, if you guys are watching or paying attention, Andrew Grisenia hold that inside slot receiver that made the quarterback hold the ball just a little bit, gave Connor Denis just enough time to get to the quarterback and make it much more of a challenging third down play here.
So now 3rd and 37 from the 3-yard line. I mean, this drive with a little bit of a promising start through the air and has just gone backwards and backwards and backwards. Now in their own end zone, Davis is going to look to throw, facing some pressure, rolls out left. Great job to get out of the end zone. He's just going to keep it and go out of bounds. That was Andrew Grisenia again on the tackle, having a great drive on defense.
Yeah, really good drive. He's got an unbelievable motor. Kid just never quits.
So now Liggett will bring out the punt team. It's been a question a little bit today on 4th down.
Say 4th and 29, you would think that punt is the option here, but as you said, Luca, we never know what we're going to get here on 4th down with this Liggett team.
Now we've seen the sun be a little bit of a factor on punts here, setting on this beautiful Saturday evening, so only light to worry about maybe is the stadium lighting, but shouldn't be too much of an issue here.
Liggett yep, there we go. We saw it. Ran a guy on late. That's the old fake punt play.
They will get the kickoff. It's a line drive, bouncing and picked up by Daryl Carter right around the 45, making a man miss, bouncing to the left side. He's at the 40. And taken down just inside the 35, so that's going to be some nice starting field position for the Yellow Jackets.
Yep.
And now penalty flag flies on the Yellow Jacket sideline.
It's probably going to be a block in the back. Yep. That's the tough part about a punt return like that. Daryl does a nice job of making the first guy miss and getting to the sideline or getting to the edge. But you got guys coming down that are trying to hold a block. Defenders are reversing field, and you just get caught in a bad position like that. Really unfortunate. It's not going to. I don't think it'll hurt the drive too much because you're still going to be. Going to be on your own 39-ish 40-yard line. So that's still really good field position, but obviously not what it was.
Now interested to see what type of drive this is going to be for the Yellow Jackets. We've seen a couple different focuses for them so far. We've seen a drive or two with more of a focus through the air. We've seen a couple with the heavy personnel. We've seen some that have just been the ground game with kind of a more standard formation like we're seeing right now. Curious to see kind of what they come out with here.
Part of me would say take a shot here, but the other part of me says run the football, which they did.
There's Derek Williams on the left side. He's got plenty of running room past the 40, and he'll be taken down just past the 30, and a flag flies here on the Country Day sideline.
Yeah, the ball's coming back. We got a little tangle between Daryl Carter and Santino Ciccarelli.
Those two are competitors now we're seeing here in football, but they're the two track competitors that they know each other pretty well in sports, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm sure they were just exchanging 100-meter times, personal best at that point, but that's going to come back. I wonder how far it's going to set them back. Unless they're going to offset here.
So there's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct on the Yellow Jackets and another one against the Knights. So they're going to offset. They'll replay that first down.
Yep. So we'll wipe that one clean.
And now they're bringing it down to the spot that Derek Williams was tackled.
They call that after the play then.
So that'll be on the 31-yard line. Yellow Jackets will set up 1st and 10 here.
Okay. Talk about catching a break there. Talked earlier about penalties derailing drives on both sides for both teams, and it had the potential there. Luckily, it was avoided. It was after the play.
So now in the closing stages of this third quarter, Derek Williams joins quarterback Dom Cassisi in the backfield. See if they go to that ground game once again here on 1st and 10. And Williams will get the carry up the middle. He's got some running room past the 20. Still not down, and finally taken down there by number 8, Dominic Jurasai. Looks like an injured player on the field here for Liggett.
It's another really good run for Derek, taking care of that football. You can see him sort of get yanked at the end there. Did a nice job of maintaining security on the football.
That's number 14 on the turf for the Knights, Liam Kurtz. We'll take a quick step aside while he's attended to. This is your home for Country Day football. We're back here from Shaw Stadium. Country Day set up 1st and 10 on the 18-yard line. Cassisi hands off to Derek Williams. He will go up the middle. And another flag will fly here after the play.
Looks like it's, from the reaction of the players, looks like it's on Liggett. But, something, Luca, you had mentioned earlier in this half, that getting a little physical, getting a little chippy out there, and we're starting to see the manifestation of that.
Yeah, that's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct against Liggett. So that'll move the Yellow Jackets that much closer to their goal line. It'll set up a 1st and goal here. And the ground game aided by some penalties, helping the Yellow Jackets out here. There's Derek Williams. He'll take it up the middle, breaking a couple tackles to the goal line. They might say he's short here.
Oh, that is a tough spot.
Looked like he was pretty close. Might have made it in, but they're going to say he was just short. Now the Yellow Jackets hurrying up here, looking to punch it in. Cassisi hands it to Williams. He's met pretty quickly, but he's into the end zone. That's a Yellow Jackets touchdown.
There we go.
Derek Williams didn't give it to him the first time, but able to get it on the second go-around, and the Yellow Jackets add to this lead right at the end of the third quarter with 2 seconds on the clock.
Yep, second time's a charm there. And that wasn't a given either. He, even though Country Day tried to go fast, Liggett responded, and Derek fought his way into the end zone.
Definitely had to work for that touchdown, but in the end, 6 points on the board. Mitchell Hamway will look to add another. The snap gets away from the holder, Chase Dawkins. Hamway will try to run with it. And Country Day is not going to like that as a flag flies. Hamway was touched a little bit after he fell down. And, yeah, it is getting chippy out here in this third quarter.
It is. Looks like we're going to get a personal foul down here for the helmet coming off of Mitchell Hamway. Looks like it was pried off of him. And then as the Liggett players were making their way back to the sideline, there were a few choice words for the referees from them, and that resulted in a flag. And if my eyes serve me correctly here, I believe it's an ejection too.
We talked about this series being a rivalry between these two teams. You know, they haven't played since 1991, but I'd say this rivalry's been rekindled with this game.
I would absolutely. It's funny that you mentioned that, Luca. I was just thinking that. So they haven't played since, Luca said, 91, and the result of that game was a 33-0 win for Country Day, and it looks like we're headed there. We're well past that at this point. But, yeah, no love lost between these two teams at this point. Now, with the penalty, it'd be really interesting to see strategy here from Coach Mack. I can't imagine that you're going to do anything goofy up here, 37-0. So I'd imagine he's just going to have Mitchell kick this thing through the back of the end zone and negate a return.
So you'll be kicking from the Liggett 45-yard line after that unsportsmanlike penalty on the failed PAT.
You can hear the crowd sort of come to life out there. See the players bidding the crowd to join in.
And first football game during the school year here for the Yellow Jackets, and the student section has shown out. And Hamway will boot this through the end zone and through the uprights, maybe making up for that PAT.
Yeah, he really got into that one. You mentioned it. Country Day community really showed up today. It's a beautiful, beautiful day for football. And so we're seeing the results of that here today. Crowd stuck around too. We're about ready to enter the fourth quarter. We still got a full crowd at least on our half of the stadium, and so it's really shout out. It's a testament to the fans, a testament to the community here sticking with their boys for this long.
Yeah, and we talked about the Country Day community a lot last week, and just kind of what Country Day brings to the table for so many people, and just how it's a community where people come back to Country Day for nights like this. There's Pierre Walker on the carry to the left side, and able to get a decent game there on the ground for Liggett. And there's going to be some pushing and shoving on the Yellow Jacket sideline again, and a flag flies. They're going to need to kind of get both sides to calm down a little bit before things get too ugly.
Yeah, this game is certainly getting chippy.
So we'll wait to see the result of that penalty flag here at the end of the third quarter.
Yep, so we'll be flipping the field here in a moment, but we're going to see where we're going to start.
So that'll go, looks like, against the Yellow Jackets. And that will bring us to the end of the third quarter. Yellow Jackets with that 37-0 lead over Liggett. We'll be right back here from Shaw Stadium. This is your home for Country Day football. We're back here on this beautiful Saturday evening in Beverly Hills, Michigan. Liggett working from the 50-yard line, 1st and 10. Davis looking to throw. He's got his receiver Ciccarella out on the left side and past the first down marker inside the 30 and brought out of bounds. Nice play here to start the fourth quarter. Little wide receiver screen. We've seen that work a couple of times, and they bring it out again, and it works again.
Yeah, a little bubble for them. Give them to the wide side of the field. Their guy with some speed, and it paid off for him. Now the big challenge, as we said all game for Liggett, and really sort of for both sides, but more so Liggett, is that they can string together a couple of plays and get some of that momentum and really capitalize on it.
Now Davis, another screen, Chickarella on the other side, and he stopped a lot quicker on that try.
Yeah, it's a heck of a job by Evan Singleton down there, getting off a block, coming up and making a play. It's a tough-nosed kid who's my advisee for the past 3 years, and he's a really, really tough kid. They ask a lot of him here on the varsity.
You've gotten to know a lot of these kids on this football team really well through your advisory. Tell me a little bit about the advisory program here at Country Day and kind of how important it is to this Country Day culture.
Yeah, that's one of the, I think, if not the pillar, it is one of the pillars of the school, and I think, the heart of the school, one of the awesome components of what we do here at Country Day, where each teacher throughout the course of a school year has the opportunity to mentor and develop meaningful relationships with their students, like I said, throughout the course of the year. And more often than not, what happens is those relationships will extend more than just a singular year. At the end of every school year, students get to, pick their advisors once again. And more often than not, you see kids that are multiple year advisees for teachers. I think, like I said, I think it's one of the benefits of the school. It's one of the hallmarks of the school. It's, one of the reasons that I've been teaching here for 14 years. I think it's an awesome program.
Davis uncorks one deep into the end zone. It's incomplete, intended for Julius Barnett.
Man, he spins a good ball.
Yeah, that advisory program, it really, it builds a close circle for students in general, but it also kind of gives them a faculty member that they can be close to, someone they know they can turn to if they ever need help with anything, academically or, balancing. We know Country Day students really have a lot of different activities that they do between athletics, arts, anything like that. And just kind of having that faculty member that knows you so well and is able to forge that relationship with you, it's been something really helpful to me now as a senior that I've come to appreciate so much after coming to Country Day starting my freshman year.
Yeah, like I said, it's one of those awesome aspects of, and more often than not, it isn't just limited to the 4 years of that students are at Country Day.
Davis is able to get a connection with Chickarella here, still not taken down, finally tackled inside the 10. Nice job on 4th down for Liggett to keep this drive moving as they get close to the end zone.
Yeah, really athletic play there from the Liggett quarterback, sort of rolling to his left, throwing across his body, and then Santino Chickarella making a nice play to get some extra yardage. And now Liggett's got something cooking here. They got a little bit of that momentum we were talking about here.
Country Day's brought pressure, but Davis has really done an admirable job of kind of getting out of that, rolling left, rolling right, evading tacklers like a running back would. He's done a great job of kind of mitigating that disaster. There's been some missed blocks up front. It's been a challenge, but really an all-around good job as Liggett takes a timeout here, so we'll step aside. We'll be right back. Liggett, 1st and goal. This is your home for Country Day football. We're back here from Shaw Stadium. Liggett working on a 1st and goal, looking to score their first points of the game here. And it's a run up the middle for Davis. Getting a couple there. It'll set up a 2nd down. We haven't really seen Davis just run up the middle like that so much. We've seen him kind of go to the left, go to the right. More in the first quarter, they've kind of abandoned that a little bit.
Yeah, not a whole lot of designed quarterback runs. It's been more scrambles for him.
And he's going to run again now, this time to the left side, to the end zone. Some contact, and he's in for a Liggett touchdown. Nice job by Liggett to get on the board here in this 4th quarter.
Yep, Nikos Davis finding a seam there and then making it a race to the pylon. And you got Liggett on the board here. 8:15 left as they Looks like they're going for 2 here. Am I right in this one?
Would not surprise me after some of the aggressive calls we've seen so far today. Might as well at this point kind of give your offense a chance.
Oh, no. They were just counting up guys. That's what they were doing.
So it'll be number 20 to kick it. It's Alexander Gold. His kick is up and just good.
I believe that somebody got a piece of that. I don't think that came off clean. I think somebody got a piece of that.
Yeah, there were a couple of Yellow Jackets pretty close to that holding spot. Gold still able to boot it through. So 37-7 lead for the Yellow Jackets now. 8:15 to go here in this fourth quarter. And we'll get a chance to see this Country Day offense once again.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I sort of the strategy for Liggett kicking here. I know they're down, 30 points with a little over 8 minutes left here. So you, as a bystander here, you feel like this game is pretty much in hand at this point. But as a competitor, you think, wouldn't be surprised to see an onside kick here, or, have Liggett try and get the football back in some form or fashion. And so yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do here as they kick off after they put the first points on the board.
And we've seen Liggett continue to fight throughout this game. It's been really a physical, tough game. Words have been exchanged, and they will not quit. Absolutely not. So they will look to kick it away here. Back for the Yellow Jackets is Derek Williams and Jaden Martin. Now looks like they're going to swap kickers. So it will be Alexander Gold that comes on.
Yeah, as Lucas said, I give this Liggett team a ton of credit. They've continued to play and continued to fight and continued to match the physicality, or attempt to match the physicality of Country Day here.
And Gold with a little bit of a squib kick there. Derek Williams will take it just past the 20, and he's straight up the middle, past the 50. He's got some running room at the 40. Can they catch him? Cutting inside and down just shy of the 20. Nice return by Derek Williams there. We've seen a couple of nice kick returns by the Yellow Jackets both today and last week. Chase Dawkins took one all the way for a touchdown last week. That sets up Country Day with some very nice field position to start their drive here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Derek, really explosive athlete, three-sport athlete, football, basketball, track athlete, and he sees an opportunity. He saw an opportunity there, and he seized it, and he absolutely did a nice job of utilizing that seam and staking Country Day with some really good field position here.
Yeah, Country Day starting on that 24-yard line. Team led here by the quarterback, number 12, Dom Cassisi. And it'll be Chase Dawkins in the backfield with him here to start the drive. And Dawkins will get the carry, bounces over to the left side. And Cassisi threw a big block on that play. Not always going to see your quarterback do that, but Cassisi's got that linebacker instinct.
That's right, proving that quarterbacks can be physical. Thought we got away with one on the holding a little bit on the top side there. Luckily the refs kept the flag in their back pocket.
So now a 2nd down and 6 here. Dawkins will get the carry once again up the middle. A little bit of a hesitation. And see if they can push the pile towards the first down marker. It might be about a yard short.
I will say, though, on that run, Chase did a phenomenal job of being patient, not trying to force the issue, and sort of giving what the defense and really the offensive line gives him. And you see the result is, again, another really manageable 3rd down and keeping it close for Country Day here.
So now on 3rd down and 2, we'll see Derek Williams in the game.
Seems to be the rotation. You see Chase get a lot of touches on 1st and 2nd down. Derek comes in 3rd down and beyond.
And he will get the carry, bounces it over to the right side. He's got the first down. and more close to the goal line. He's going to be short by just a couple of yards. Nice run by Derek Williams on third down, not only to convert, but to get a nice chunk after that first down marker.
Yeah, it's a nice little counter play that you see there, and I'll shout out Ibrahim Zenny here, number 77, paving the way for him. You see him pulling and sort of kicking out the end and giving Derek an opportunity to rip off a big play here. Like we've been talking about all game, guys up front have been doing a really good job of making life pretty easy for this offense and these running backs, and you saw it there on that play. Hopefully they're going to conclude the drive. They're going to cap the drive here with a nice touchdown run here.
It's now 1st and goal from the 2. Cassisi takes the snap. He's throwing, and it's caught in the end zone for a touchdown. Looks like it was Jaden Martin on the board for the Yellow Jackets. And a little bit of a surprise there by the Yellow Jackets throwing the ball in a situation where, they've been running the ball all day. Situation like that, they're almost certain to keep running it. A little bit of a surprise. Dominic Cassisi with a nice little short throw. Jaden Martin was wide open. And a nice 6 points.
Yeah, very much a surprise. Heck of a throw. Good read by Dom. Nice catch by Jaden Martin. There you go, Mitchell. Perfect.
Great PAT there by Mitchell Hamway, and Country Day extends their lead now 44-7 with 6:01 to go in this fourth quarter. It's been an all-around impressive showing by this Country Day offense, and really the offensive line has been the key today.
Yeah, just about all phases of the game. They talk about offense, defense, and special teams, and there really hasn't been a phase of the game where one was really or demonstrably weaker than the other. I think you might be able to talk a little bit about the penalties, but that happened on both sides of the football, offense and defense, and Mitchell's done a good job of kicking PATs. Got two field goals in the game as well. So, yeah, special teams have done really well for Country Day so far, and so has the offense and the defense. And as Lucas said, it's been really the game's been won by the linemen, both offensive and defensive linemen. They really established themselves up front and sort of remained true to the identity that they wanted to establish, or that they wanted to forge coming into this not only this game but also this season, and it's paid off for them so far.
Yeah, we've seen Country Day, especially last week against a physical Portland team. It's kind of set the tone for what they want to do this season and be physical up front, control the line of scrimmage. And today they were able to show that they're able to do that.
Yeah.
Now Mitchell Hamway will kick it away. Little squib kick, bounces just past the 20 and then corralled inside the 5. And he's taken down pretty quickly after there. That was not a spectacular job on that return. No. Country Day's kickoff coverage has just been amazing today.
Yeah, that's a heck of a job. Evan Singleton continuing to be the tough-nosed kid that I said he was earlier, and he runs down. He's down on the bottom side of the kickoff, runs down really hard, and that's a sneaky good kick by Mitch Hamway, because he sort of pins him back inside that corner there and doesn't really give the returner a whole lot of space to move. And with Evan running so hard and that side of the kick team running so hard down, it makes it really difficult on the return team. And lo and behold, you got Liggett back inside. They're right on their 10, it looks like, and so deep in their own territory. So it's really, really difficult for them.
Yeah, different style of kick there by Mitch Hamway, but worked just as well. Pinned back on their own 11-yard line. And there's a handoff up the middle going nowhere.
Defensive line swarming again.
They've really made a big difference in the outcome of this game, as you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, that's the identity that they wanted to forge for themselves, and they've, like I said, they've remained true to it, and they've done a heck of a job. I know it didn't result so well for them last week, but I think they did a really good job of standing up to a really physical Portland team. They're physical kids, big kids, but also they play a physical brand of football, and so it's really good to see Country Day come back and really not be phased after last week.
Now Liggett sets up 2nd and 13 from their own 8. Davis looking to throw, and it's incomplete.
I think Joe Norton got away with one. Had a little tug of the jersey as the receiver was trying to break inward, but again, happy that the that the refs kept the flag in their pocket. So
now it'll bring up a 3rd and long for Liggett, 3rd and 13. We've seen some 3rd and longs from them already today, and it's been a little bit of a struggle to get that to work. We'll see what they can manage here late in this 4th quarter. Pinned deep in their own territory like we've seen time and time again. And that's really a testament to the Country Day special teams.
Yeah, it has. It's been both punt team and kickoff team.
Now Davis is going to look to throw. Fires a pass to Ciccarella.
Yeah, that's a tough play. Evan Singleton, ball hawking again. He's on that one, fighting for that football. I think it looks like they're going to give it to him. They're going to spot it, but he's going to be about a yard short, 2 yards short.
So now that'll set up a 4th down.
Player down.
And there's injury there for Liggett. Looks like it is number 0, Santino Ciccarella. So we will step aside here from Shaw Stadium. This is your home for Country Day football. We're back here on this Saturday evening in Beverly Hills, Michigan, as Davis goes straight up the middle on 4th and 1 on the sneak, able to convert for the Knights. So they'll set up 1st and 10 here, inside 3 minutes to go. Now Davis sets up in the shotgun, and he'll hand it off. It's Pierre Walker. Not much on that carry.
It's like Kellen Kirby getting some action here. Another one of those lacrosse guys that we talked about earlier. Really good athlete himself, committed to Ohio State to play lacrosse. Played for us played on the JV as a sophomore. Give a kid a ton of credit for coming out and playing for his senior year when he didn't necessarily have to. He's making a difference for him.
Now Davis uncorks one deep downfield, and it's over the head of his receiver. That was number 6, Julius Barnett, the intended target.
Yeah, a couple of jackets in the area. That's a tough ball to fit into. Good coverage by the Yellow Jackets.
Now it'll set up another 3rd and long.
Got a couple of the reserves making their appearance here. Max McCullough, Sam Maida on coverage there. Good to see some of the guys getting in and getting some action here today.
Now 3rd down and 9. See what Davis and the Knights can do here. Try to keep this drive alive. Take the snap, looking to throw. Going to roll out to his right. He's got a receiver. It is Julius Barnett. And he's taken out of bounds after trying to evade a couple of tacklers. But he will have enough for that 1st down for Liggett inside 1 minute to go here. Looks like they're going to try to get a couple other plays off, hurrying up to this line of scrimmage in the closing stages of this one.
Yeah, they got, especially clock's working against them. They're down 37, and so MHSA.
Davis going deep, and it's caught.
Came down with it.
It was number 3, George Cottle, with a big play. pretty much left uncovered.
Yeah.
Now clock winding down inside 30 seconds. They're going to try to get a couple other plays in.
Yeah, the clock's working against them, as I was saying. They MHSA rules state that running clock after 35 or with the 35-point lead, and so they got to hurry here if they want to get.
Now Davis going
timeout.
Deep and over the head of his receiver. That was Julius Barnett again. And looks like a penalty is called against the Yellow Jackets for roughing the passer. And Davis might be down on the turf now.
He is. But it looks like I don't think the game is over. I think they're going to have one more play.
You just hate to see that on, in the closing stages of a game like this.
Yeah, especially for that young man. He's fought really hard all game. And you'd really like, for his sake, for him to be able to finish it, right? Like I said, we're going to have one untimed, I believe it's going to be an untimed down here.
Yeah, and he's worked so hard tonight to kind of keep this Liggett offense going in kind of some situations. He's faced a lot of pressure.
Yep.
A lot of, receivers unable to come down with the pass, and he's kept with it.
Yep.
It's been impressive, absolutely.
Yep, he's been hit pretty hard here today, standing in the pocket, and he has their only touchdown of the game so far. And so, like I said, you'd like to see him be able to finish the game and really.
And it looks like he is out there at quarterback, so he will be able to take the snap on this last play, looking to throw. Faces some pressure, breaks a tackle, going up the middle, and finally taken down. So that will do it here. Country Day is able to defeat Liggett 44-7, and that is for Coach Dan McLean's 200th win as head coach of the Yellow Jackets. Really a great milestone for him here, and a great job to improve the Yellow Jackets to 1-1.
Yeah, to speak to Coach Mack getting his 200th victory, I think that's really a testament to who he is as a coach schematically, but also to the person that he is to be able to stick around here and be a part of this community for so long.
Great showing here tonight by the Yellow Jackets. And congratulations to Coach McLean on that 200th win. On behalf of Detroit Country Day School, we thank you for watching tonight's presentation of Yellow Jacket football. Once again, our final score, the Yellow Jackets defeat the Knights 44-7 for Coach McLean's 200th victory. I'd like to thank my broadcast partners, Scott Kane, producer Owen Cooper, and Associate Athletic Director Ross Cooper for making tonight's broadcast possible. I'm Luka Nowinski, signing off from Shaw Stadium. Have a great night.